John. Up to the heavyweights, obviously on to Tyson. A lot of talk about that, obviously, the undisputed bout between himself and Anthony Joshua. A lot of people would love to see it this year, whether it be once, whether it be twice. John, an update for people first and foremost. Where does things stand in your eyes?
Can I just say this first and foremost? I am sick of hearing about Anthony Joshua and my lad, because it's like this. I've upset every man in the world by saying Anthony Joshua is a tune-up fight. Let me tell you something. Anthony Joshua is a lovely guy. He's a good fighter, good boxer, but he's not an excellent, brilliant fighter. My son is, and I'm just speaking facts. My son is unbeaten. He's done what people only dream of doing, going to other people's backyards and beating reigning champions, long reigning champions, 10-year champions, 5-year champions, most dangerous men in the world. Listen, we want the fight. £250 million for a 2-fight deal, who wouldn't want it? It's a business again, like I say. And to all them empty heads out there what think people's ducking and frightened and hiding, give your head a wobble, please. That's why you're probably working a 9 till 5 job and never going to be anything, because you've got no brains. Because it's a business. We're ducking from nobody, especially a man we know we can beat. We know Tyson can beat him. Unless there's a 6'8" or 9" crossbred Muhammad Ali with Floyd Mayweather on all the greats, Ernie Shavers, Marvin Hagler's all into one, they're not beating my son. And AJ just can't do it. Face facts, people. He's a great kid. Nothing I get him. He looks well. He'd do well in the next, big blockbuster movie. He can be a movie star. He can be a sensation on the YouTube like all these Jake Pauls and everybody else. But can he beat Tyson? No, he can't. The stats are there. The facts are there. Tyson will walk straight through him, because that's just how it is.
Wow. Those are the words of JohnFury. JohnFury makes a statement, and he lets people know that he's not worried. He's not scared. His son's not scared. His son's not worried. They don't do pressure. The Furies don't do pressure. And his son is unbeaten. He's beaten 5 reigning year champions, 10 reigning. You heard it, guys. You heard it. You know the deal. And me to counterpunch JohnFury, his son is undefeated. His son is an excellent boxer. Very good, very determined, very strong-willed when he's focused. Anthony Joshua, though, being a tune-up fight, I doubt it. Because each of those fighters that he talked about, look, he upset Klitschko. Get full credit, right? He gets full credit for beating Vladimir Klitschko. But after the win, it was controversy. Okay? And what I mean controversy, there wasn't things that supposed to went down didn't go down. He fought Deontay Wilder the first time. I think he beat Deontay Wilder from his boxing skills alone. Heart, grit, determination, the kind of stamina that he had, I didn't think he had, honestly. So he surprised me even in the first fight. But after that fight, the rematch came about. More controversy, more mess. Okay? Of course, he signed with ESPN. I don't fault him for doing that, so let me clear that up. I don't want people to think like, oh, well, you know what happened. Yeah, I know what happened. That's why I'm clearing it up. But it was nothing at all. It was something that didn't go. It's something that happened that didn't go according to plan. Now that he beat Deontay Wilder, Wilder exercised the rematch clause, and he didn't give him a fair shake. Okay? The Corona didn't give anybody a fair shake, to be fair. But at the end of the day, it was up to Tyson Fury to not continue to pursue that fight due to COVID, due to the pandemic, due to everything around us. Okay, so, again, that's more of something that's inconsistent. Yes, he beat Klitschko. Yes, he beat Deontay Wilder, a 10-year champion, a 5-year champion, but he wasn't consistent. He didn't put the stank on it. Okay, he didn't defend anything. He lost all the belts. He fell out of limbo. He started partying, drinking. He started doing an Andy Ruiz to the 10th power. Right? That's what Tyson Fury did. And he came back in a dynamic way. He came back and he did something that he knew to do. Be great. But the problem is with Tyson Fury, his inner demon will always be inconsistency. If this fight doesn't happen in the way John's talking about, hey, I'm so sick of hearing about AJ, the negativity is coming out of nowhere. Where the hell is the negativity coming from? If Anthony Joshua is, hey, he's a good-looking guy. Yeah, I get all that. A good-looking guy could be a movie star. He's this. He could be fighting. He's a good lad. He likes him and all this, but he's not like your son. Wonderful. Let's make the fight happen. Let's do this. Let's stop all the, hey, my son, my son, my son, my son. We've heard a lot of fathers say the same shit, right? About their sons. Wonderful. Put their sons in the ring. That's easy. If he was that easy and he's not a great, he's been beaten by Andy Ruiz, the fat, tubby dude. Yes, okay, let this fight happen. Let's continue.
Tyson's a brilliant, great fighter in the making. He's been through a lot. Do you think where Tyson's come from and been through, he's going to be bothered about fighting Anthony Joshua for 250 million quid for a 2-fight deal? I can't wait. Don't get me wrong, the money don't come to me. I live in a broken down house, I drive a broken down car, I don't give a shit about money. Money has only made me very unhappy. Money's destroyed my family, so I'm not bothered about money at all. Let them keep the money and all the glory that goes with it. I just want to prove people wrong. I've never been proved wrong yet. I said he'd smash Deontay Wilder to pieces. I said he'd beat Vladimir Klitschko. I said he'd be 30-0. I said he'd win the ABA title. I said he'd win numerous medals as amateurs. And I'm saying now, he will destroy Anthony Joshua. If it wasn't for Tyson, my son, Anthony Joshua would be champion for a long time. But he can't beat my son.
Wow. Very heavy stuff. Very, very heavy stuff. And I see John Fury, he's prophesying, and he's absolutely right. Nobody has said, or nobody has proved him wrong yet. I remember him, David Hay, Stephen Bunce, a couple, Joe Calzaghe. These guys were all in four corners of the ring, and they were discussing the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder rematch. And then he was saying what his son would do. No, that was actually after. These guys were at a round table because this was before the COVID hit hard. So he was saying what his son was going to do to Deontay Wilder, and he absolutely positively done exactly that. He said he would smash him, and nobody believed that. So, the record, of accuracy is very good for John Fury. And you keep fighting the best fighters, you're going to have the best competition. History shows us that, but John, I will say this about John Fury. He said, hey, control, the more you say something, or, the more it's going to be more control. Maybe he's coming from another angle. I'm not sure, but he did mention that. I do agree with that, because I think the more things progress, or whatever, the more control will be trying to be implemented to people, by groups or consortiums or government or whatever. So, I just wanted to throw that in there. But back to John Fury. John Fury's like, hey, if it wasn't for Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua would be a champion for a long time. But the only problem is Tyson Fury. Well, the only problem is we got to get this fight happening. That's the problem. Okay, 250 million quid, he says. He says that's a very good amount of money to be fighting someone like Anthony Joshua. So, I think that this will be a very, very good fight. If John Fury is right about this, it would be hard to call him or to deny him any other fight that Tyson Fury fights if he beats Anthony Joshua. I'm going to stop there because, it's getting a little lengthy. I will do a second volume to this, of course. You guys tell me what you think about John Fury saying that Tyson Fury will smash Anthony Joshua to bits. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.